Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've been trying to figure out what I would put in a bug out bag if I was to make one. I have a get home bag that'll get me from, if I break down or whatever home. But, I've been watching, like I have to research things. I have to get a lot of thought into it before I'll put it on here because I don't want it to be just something, off the cuff. Well, in my honest opinion, okay, I don't see me bugging out, and here's why. I watched these shows of Alone. I watched Naked and Afraid, Survivalist, and all that stuff. Okay, you see a lot of people go, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Walmart, and spend $200, and spend 3 or 4 days out here." Okay, that ain't surviving. I hate to say that way, but it's not. That's camping. And you give me $200 or $300, go to Walmart and give me, I'll camp for, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that word. I'll camp for a week and live it up. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people with campers. I've seen people with like campers on the back of their truck. They sleep in the back of their truck. And, oh, for $200, I'm going to go to Walmart and I'm going to survive 24, 48 hours, something like that. Okay. If y'all think it's going to be like that when this hits the fan, y'all don't have a clue. Watch Alone. Okay, that you can only carry so much. You know what I'm saying? So when you pick those items, you better pick them real careful. And you got to understand, them people go in there, some of them look like me and come out skinny as a fence rail after about 45 days. Okay, do you realize how much work it is? I know when you're sitting here on the couch, you're like, well, I'd built that shelter in 2 days, one bit. Okay, do it. Go up here in the woods and build your shelter. See how long it takes you. Okay, it ain't gonna be a 2 day event. You're gonna be there and you're gonna work and you're gonna sweat and you're gonna, it's gonna be a lot of work. Okay, these people are dropped off where there's a nice body of water, there is plenty of food, and there's game and all that. Do you know for sure where you're going to that there's all that there for you? And I know it'll make a lot of big difference when you're thinking, well, I'm gonna take a gun with me. Okay, granted, that'll make a lot of difference. But do you know how to smoke meat? Do you know how to cure meat to make it into jerky? Do you know how to cure and dry vegetables and all that? You don't want do you know not to put your shelter right on the end of a field or out in the open because if this happens and this crap hits the fan situation, you're not going to want it where everybody see it. You're going to have to tuck in, try not to be seen, smelt, and I mean that's when you're cooking and stuff, and heard. Okay, so to me, if I build a bug out bag, I'd have to do a bug out vehicle because I'm sitting here thinking, well, I need a gun or two, three, four, need my shells. How many shells am I going to take? How long am I going to be bugged out? Is this going to be a year? Is it 2 years, 5 years? Is this something's going to be really long term? Okay, what do you do about your medications? Have you thought about that? I've got about 5 or 6 medications I take a day, which some of them I take myself. And, I could probably get down to 3 if I had to. I could get down 3 medications. But you take, like, okay, I got a shot I have to take to keep me where I can breathe good. You got to have that every 2 weeks. I got inhalers because my lungs are in bad shape. I got pills that can help me, which I guess if I lost a bunch of weight, my cholesterol and blood pressure and all that go back down to normal. But you're going through a hard transition with your body. Plus, if you're normally on medication, you're not going to have your medication up to so long. After that, what do? Okay, you can't come out to the pharmacy. Okay, have you stocked up medications? Have you got enough that you can throw them in let's say a big old bottle and be gone for a year or two. You know, I do have a little extra medications on hand because, you'll forget to take one here or not take, not take it there. And it adds up a little bit. I've got a little bit of extra medication. But do you realize that's going to be one of the biggest killers on the planet? Is people not having their medications and stuff that they need? I mean, that's just being honest. Okay, what happens if you can't go down to the pharmacy and tell them I need my medication? Okay, plus you're out here, learning to garden, you're learning to, hunt, you're learning to preserve meat, you're doing all this other stuff. Plus you got to worry about is my neighbor going to get to the point that they want what I have? So you're going to have to not sleep a lot, okay, unless you got a lot of people around you. And then you can have a day shift and night shift. There's a lot to consider about this. Try it. Go up in the woods. Take, just a couple items. Take your bug out bag. This would be the thing to do. Take your bug out bag. And, when you get that week's vacation, now remember your family's going with you. So take your wife and kids, or if you're just a wife or whatever, take them with you up in the woods for 7 days. And see how you do. And then remember, it's a year, maybe 2, 3. Okay, you ain't got no extra supplies. Okay, when your kids get to where they're annoyed and bored and everything else, what do? Okay, this is why I will make a bug out bag if you all want me to give you an idea of what I would have in it. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know that I could carry what I'd have to have in it. I'd probably narrow it down to like a 22 and a 22 pistol and try to put, a couple boxes of bricks and 500 shells in it, a couple knives, stuff like that. But by the time you put something to make a decent shelter in or out of, you're going to have a saw. You're going to have an axe to bust wood. There's a lot. Okay, you're going to take fishing equipment. There's a lot of stuff that you have to take into consideration on that as a bug out bag. Okay, how much can you put on your back? Now, I live in the hills. Now, I know there's a lot of people living here in this flat country, and maybe you can hike 10 or 12, 15 miles with 30, 40 pounds on your back. But you come here in these hills, you're not going to do that. Okay, it's just not going to happen. It'd take you a half a day to walk halfway up this ridge. Okay, now, winter's going to come. Are you going to have winter clothes? Okay, how many trips are you going to have to make back and forth from your bug out location to your house to get everything you need? Are you going to be able to carry all your insulates, your thermals, your heavy boots, big hats, gloves? Okay, during the summer, you're going to have t-shirts, shorts, breeches, whatever. You got to have all that stuff lighter for the summer. Okay, how much food are you going to take? You know what I'm saying? Okay, you see them people go weeks, like a week without eating, much more than, maybe a little fish. Okay, what happens when it's your family's there and maybe you kill one squirrel and you have to divide amongst your family? Okay, all I can tell you, people, and it's just honest as I can put it, go out if you want to. Instead of spending all this money wondering what can I take with me to run, okay, you'd be a lot better off to go find macaronis, beans, rice, and stuff like that and put it up. Okay, like I told you, I hide food out here in these ridges everywhere. I do have enough here at the house to sustain me for a while, but I've hid a lot of groceries. Okay, you may get me But you know, I'm gonna make it as worth a little of your time as I can, and I promise you. Okay, when we played that game, guess what you can? Okay, it was number one. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It was can one, and nobody guessed it. There's a mark on that can, but I won't tell you what it is. Okay, you know, if you get in here and take what I got, it probably ain't gonna do you very good very long. And the next people come, it ain't gonna do them too good either. Okay, here's the way I see it. I've been prepping I didn't know it was prepping. Let me just tell you the truth. I've been canning for years. I grow a garden every year. I keep my seeds every year. This is a way of life for me. This ain't some glorified, blown up thing that I'm doing for you all. This is me. Okay. I've got guineas. I've got chickens. I've got ducks. I got turkeys. I got more chickens. I got rabbits and stuff like that. Okay. I'm trying right now to buy feed stuff. So if wintertime hits, I got money to, you know, feed them. People's wondering what do you do if the grid goes down or, you know, crap does hit the fan. Okay. I'll cut grass. I'll put them in a pen and move them every day. Take them in and out of cages and put them in pens every day. Whatever I have to do. That's the thing about the way I live. We adapt and then, you know, we continue to do what we have to do. Okay, I get out here every day and cut grass for my rabbits. Plus, they get rabbit pellets. And, you know, they're in a secure building where I can lock them up. My chickens can be locked up. My turkeys can be locked up at night and stuff like that. So, you know, everything can be secured. And the reason I do that is, you know, I might not hear the dogs barking or, you know, hear the chickens squawking or something like that because, you know, my house is pretty soundproof because it's really insulated. And, you know, have you thought about this? When you get out there and you have to start heating with a little campfire, you ever had a fireplace? You ever been around a fireplace? 99% of the heat goes out the top. And, you know, you'd be 5 feet from it making a circle trying to warm yourself. Okay, and that's a well insulated building. And, you know, I see this where they take a tarp and, you know, they tarp the top of their shelter. In a year, I promise you that tarp won't be worth 5 cents. Then what do? I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm not trying to say that the preppers, you know, the bug out people, you're glorified refugees in my book. Okay? You're going to be looking for handouts. You get up there in them woods and you'll find out there's 100 to 200,000 more got the same idea you did. You know, what do you do when you get so much that you need to take with you that you can't carry it all? And I know they look at it as do it as a very minimalist part. Okay, you're going to be miserable. Okay, you're going to absolutely, you know, just starve. And you know, if you think, well, I know everything, I can go out here and survive. I know, okay, I forage every year for food right out here in my yard. I have plenty of stuff. Okay, I actually eat plantain. I actually eat lamb's quarter. I eat Murdoch, and you know all these. I eat clover and stuff. I bring it in, make it in salads, or I'll kill it with some onions, and you know. Plus, I put out a half-acre garden every year, and I'll be honest with you, this here wouldn't be near this big if it wasn't for Walmart and then you know a couple grocery stores that I try to go to from time to time. But I am trying to get more dependent off the stores. That's why I have turkeys and see I got 4 right over there and I got one trying to escape. He's sitting up on top there talking to me. But you know, I've raised turkeys all year, which I mean, if you got animals, you do have something you can barter with. But remember, don't barter all your animals away because if you do, you ain't gonna have nothing to eat yourself. And you'll be surprised. People don't realize how much you eat in the course of a year. Okay. If you can't afford to buy it, there's food banks, there's places that give away food and stuff. But now, if you're on a, you know, if you're 6, 7, 8 figure income, don't go take from them people, because there's a lot of people out there who do need that stuff. And, you know, there's always, go look into clearance, like the reduced for quick sale. If them cans ain't dented and tore up, buy them. I bought, what was it? 2 cases of black eyed peas the other day because they were 50 cents a can. And I thought, boy, that's a good deal for nowadays in this time. So I bought 2 cases. I brought them in. I like black eyed peas. If you don't, you'll be like, ew. But, you know, I'll put it this way. You're going to learn to eat a lot of things you don't like. Okay, there ain't very few things that I want to eat. Avocados, one of them, can't get them swallowed. Shellfish, like crab and lobster and stuff like that, that's just not my taste, which I don't live near the ocean. So I'm not too awfully worried about that one. I'm allergic to coconut and honey. So, you know, honey's off the table for me. But, you know, that'd be a great thing to prep with, is get you a couple stands of bees and get brave. I mean, I growed up with my dad having bees. He had like 100 stands of bees. I could rob them with him. I could do all that, but I couldn't eat a bite of the honey. And if I got it on my hands, I had to make sure I didn't touch my mouth or anything like that, because it would swell my mouth shut. And trust me, you hear me talking, I like to talk, so that's a pretty big accomplishment. Young man, I don't know what you're trying to do, but you need to get back in there. You're about to get you a trip outside. I went today and got some more rabbits. I brought in a brown one that kind of looks like a chinchilla or a wild rabbit. It looks more like a chinchilla to me. And then I bought one that's, I want to say it's a Rex and chinchilla cross, male. I'll take y'all out in a little while and I'll make a video and stuff and show you the new rabbits. I got one female here. If anybody out there's got rabbits, okay, I can put her in with the buck and she fights him for all she's worth. And it is a female. Okay. But you put her in there with a female rabbit and she'll stretch out. I don't know what her problem is. I think she might have a, you know, screw loose up there. I'm going to try her with this new buck I brought in to see if she still acts the same way. If she does, I may just have to, you know, process her. And the other ones don't, they're too young really to breed right now. Towards the end of this month, it's be when they're ready to start breeding. But, you know, you can put them there at male and they kind of sniff each other and stuff like that and go on. But, you know, they're just not old enough to breed. But that one female, man, she fights for all she's worth, and she's old enough to be bred. But she just does not like that one buck. I'm going to try her with the new buck and see what she thinks on him. But, you know, I'll do a video on that later. But let me get back to the bug out bag stuff. Okay. I honestly don't think I could physically carry enough. Man, might get him a cart, like one of them little wagons or something, and pull enough crap behind him. And, you know, but time you think about it, if you've got wire for snares, you've got, let's say, some traps, fishing gear, you know, they go and they take, 10, maybe 20 fishing hooks. If I leave here going on a bug out, I'm taking every fishing hook I have, and I've got hundreds. Okay, because I don't want to run out of hooks. You know, am I going to be satisfied with a net in the water? No. I'm going to run a trot line. You know, I'm going to have 40 hooks strung across something and try to bait all that. You know, when you get into actual survival, it's not a joke. Just go out in the woods. I'm telling you, try it. Take what you think. You know, put your kit together. This is what I'm going to take. Tell you what, honey, I want to try this. If she refuses to do it, just do it. Tell her it's okay. Just go out a little ways from your house where she, you know, she needs you, she can get you. But stay out there and try it for a week. I give it most people 3 days. You'll be back in the house. And, you know, you realize this ain't no joke. And, okay, here's another thing. This house, okay, I got cameras all the way around it. I've got motion detectors all the way around it. If something moves, I know about it. Okay, I think I can defend this house a lot better than I could something up in the woods. And another thing, I will say this: if you're just coming into an area to looking to buy land, you're moving out of the city, look for something that's got a cave, people. Think about it. That would be the perfect bug out location if you know where a cave is. It stays about the same temperature. You get on the dry part of it, and you could have a fire and all that. It'd be a pretty good thing, and you can store food in there. But you'd have to manage, the moisture and all that. But it would be a bad idea. Or if you're coming in, build part of your house underground and have a part like this is where, this is going to be our bug out area where you put all your food, where you put all your preps and stuff in there, and you have a heat stove. Make sure you have a heat stove when you get building a house and all that. Because, okay, and here's another thing. I see all these people come in. They build the god awful biggest houses you ever seen in your life. Okay, how are you going to heat that? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to heat a 13,000 or 1,300, even a 1,300 square foot house? Okay, that's a lot of room to heat. Okay, you're only defeating the purpose. If you're going to build a big house like that, hey, great. But if it was me, I'd have them build me a big old dairy 12 by 24 or something like that, where you'd have a place to put all your preps in and make you an area where there's beds and stuff where crap hits the fan. You still got your big house, but you got somewhere that you can heat during the winter and that you can defend a little bit. I'd rather spend the money on that as trying to build a bug out bag, because time you buy all the stuff you need for a bug out bag, you're going to be, I'm going to say, several hundred, $700,000-$800,000 just in a bug out bag. And, is your family going to agree to bug out? Have you talked to your wife and kids about this? If you have, okay, I understand if you live in the city and you're going to go to the country to your bug out location. Okay, I understand that. I'm not about the country folks just thinking, oh, I'm going to bug out to the mountain. Okay, you better stay put. Honestly, you better stay put and, start working with your neighbors and your community about, helping each other and, figure out how can we help each other and defend each other and all that. One thing about it, if you decide to move from the city to the country, understand, no, we didn't go to Harvard, we didn't go to Yale or Duke or nothing like that. Okay, you may have a lot of book sense, but we have a lot of common sense, and that's why mine says common sense. Okay, I know how to get out here and make plants grow. I know how to grow these animals. I know how to do it cheaply as possible. Okay, I know what will grow around here and what won't. Okay, when you come in here and you start, I've had people come in and ask, well, how would you do this? Then they're like, well, that dumb old hillbilly. Okay, I might be a dumb old hillbilly. I went to college just a little smidgen. Okay, I can scratch out on paper what something's going to cost, and can I make money at it? Okay, if you come in and you act like everybody around you is below you, they're less than you, and you want to rub all that money you got in their faces, okay, when the crap hits the fan, don't look at them and say, come help us. We're part of you all. No, you're above us. You're better than us. See what I'm saying? If that's the way you want to look at things, look at it that way. That's fine. But, understand that we are people. And we've been doing this our whole lives. Okay, we understand the ground, we understand the trees, we understand the animals, we understand it all. I've had people say, well, he knows about half what he's talking about. Really? Every time something happens, who was you hollering at? You know what I'm saying? Okay. And remember this. I understand that you got more money than we do, and we're used to being out here working all day in the heat and, making hog pens and stuff like that. When your neighbor comes and helps you, help them back. If you see them out there doing something, walk over and say, hey, buddy, anyone can help you? Because when it goes all one-sided, it don't work good for people, and you'll find yourself alone. That's just the honest truth. But I've done this long enough, but I will do it. But y'all put in the comments if you want me to design a bug out bag. I'll do it. I'm gonna say it'll look like the trunk of my truck, the bed of my truck, but I'll do a bug out bag and try to do it the best I can of what I would have to take if I thought I was gonna leave out of here for now on. But when you think about all your insulated clothes, you're going to have a backpack or what I call it a bedroll, but a sleeping bag, it gets down below zero and stuff. There's just so much stuff. I got to making a list. And, I was trying to, I could do away with this, but man, it'd be rough to get away, if you don't have that. If y'all want me to do one, I'll do one. Don't care a bit. But far as me building a bug out bag, I got a bug out house and land here. This will be the best I'll do. Oh, I was wanting to do go buy a gun, take it hunting type video. Our Walmart does not allow video in it. If you try that, they'll come and ask you to leave. So I'm gonna talk to a buddy of mine that works over a buddy or two that works over and ask them, is there any way that they might, give me the privilege of doing that if I go buy a gun or something and just not take nobody. And there's got to be a lot of conversation done. I'm gonna talk to the pawn shops where I normally buy stuff and gun shop stuff where I buy stuff, see if they care. I want to go buy a gun and do a video on how it shoots and how it works and all that. Okay, give me time. I'm trying to get all this together. And I bought. Oh, let me grab it. Oh God, this come today. I'm trying to get ready for deer season. I know that sounds silly. I bought one of these little solar packs that you hook to your phone so you get a little longer life out of your phone. So it's got USBs and all that. So I can, be up there in the deer stand longer recording and try to take y'all along hunting. And I'm going to try to do a squirrel hunt. It's been cool these last few mornings. And think I might have me a pot of squirrel gravy here in a day or two. That's what I was wanting to do, is go find a shotgun that was cheap. I got one here, the cheapest gun at Walmart sells, I think. It's a Savage Stevens pump shot. I don't think you'll get anything cheaper unless you go with one of them Hatfields. But if I have to go get something like that, I will. But it may just be I go get that gun out of here. That's the Savage Stevens. It's cheap. I think they're $169 something like that. They're a good gun. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't let that gun fool you. Hold on a minute. I'll make a video on that gun here later. But that is a good little gun. But I'm trying to get everything together where we can, go deer hunting, and y'all can, go along with me. But now, don't get mad at me. I'm a freezer filler. I want that meat in the freezer, and I've got horns. Lord, there's been horns all over this place. Can't eat them. You can boil them things for days and days and days and days, and you still can't eat them. But I'm going to jump off here. If y'all want me to do a bug out bag, I will. It's just, I see no need in me trying to build a bug out bag because it's going to weigh 150 pounds. with all the stuff that I'd want to take with me in all reality. But let me know, and I'll, we may just put it all out in a floor and say, right there's what it would take for me to even consider running my big fat butt up in the woods. All right, I'm going to let you go. Y'all have a good day. Have a blessed day. Be good to each other. Keep prepping, and we'll see you on the next video.